episode of Life of a Queen, and today I'm going to be talking about how education helped me win the crown. Most times, people think that women who are in pageantry have nothing upstairs, or are dull, that's why they went into pageantry, or they don't have anything to offer but beauty. That is very, very wrong. In the pageantry world, you actually need to be very, very intellectual. And thank God I actually went to school, because if I did not go to school, I wonder how I would have done during my question and answer section. First of all, I studied psychology, so while I was in the Miss Nigeria boot camp, it actually helped me because I was able to cope with all the personality types. Basically, every human being would have their breaking point, and they will not know that they're actually reaching their breaking point or know how to react in these situations. But when you actually know that a person like this will not like this situation, therefore you avoid such situations, and it will reduce conflict. So it actually helped me. Don't say because you want to become a beauty queen or you want to become a macho man that you don't want to go to school. You just want to go into the industry or you want to go into music. You need education. You need to be able to bring something to the table. You can't just sit down and depend on your beauty. These things will fade. By the time these things fade or the rain is over and everything is gone, what are you going to depend on? You need to actually acquire these certificates, you need to acquire these knowledge, you need to actually be conscious and be deliberate of what you're doing, what you're studying. Don't just say, let's just go to school to have the certificate, and then therefore, when the certificate comes out, they ask you something in what you studied and you have no idea. No. Make your life worthwhile, give your life a meaning. Make sure that what you're doing, you're putting your all into it. So therefore, even if in the long run you want to become a presenter, an actress and whatever, and you're studying international relations, for instance, right now, still study it. You don't know where your money is going to be coming from. It might just be from that international relations. So please, I know that school can be tiring, exhausting. You don't want to go to school. In fact, you just want to give up and just go and start singing. Before you sing, how are you going to attract your audience? How are you going to make your audience know that you are not just an empty container making the loudest noise? You need to put something upstairs. You need to have value. You need to have substance. So education for me is priority. Now, the crown winning. Everybody knows that I'm not the most beautiful girl who went for the pageant. What? We all have our dreams and aspirations differently. And if you had followed the program, you would see that all my aspirations for winning the crown were all under my line of study. So if you don't have a line of study or something of interest, when you go into these things you want to do, how would you connect to it? How would you have something to offer? How would you have something you can relate with that will keep you going in these things? And sometimes I have questions from people asking me, what should I read on? What should I expect? What should I do if I'm going to... Really? I don't think you should go and be reading as if you're reading for an exam. I didn't do all that. Well, we all have our different methods. I just think basically, have a passion project that with or without your pageant, it is your passion. And the only way you can discover that passion, for me, one of my passions that I discovered was through education. If I did not study psychology or I did not go to school or I insisted I wanted to study something else, I will not know that there are children who actually have certain mental illnesses and are treated the way they are treated, the way they are not supposed to be treated, and I will not know that it is wrong and I want to help in that area. I would also not know that child abuse can go a very long way in mental health development. So you see, if I tell you that, okay, make sure you have a pet project on mental illness, that is not your level, that is not what you would relate to. So make sure you have your own personal interest based on your own life history, education, whatever, however you want to put it. Another thing people ask me is, should I carry my makeup? Should I do this? Dear, be prepared for the worst, expect the worst circumstances, and be prepared. You can't just sit down and say that, okay, I have a BSc in accounting, therefore I can go out and do whatever. No, it's more than just it's something you have to put yourself in to be able to share with people what you want to do. Something you have to put everything in to be able to share with people what you want to do. Now, if you are prepared, if they tell you no makeup, you have your makeup. If they come up with one very awkward question from nowhere, you would always have an answer because you are always prepared on something you have interest on. But if you're talking on something that you don't have interest, for instance, I tell you to talk on mental health when you are a lawyer, you don't have interest in that. And by the time you're talking about it and then they ask you what is schizophrenia, you're not going to have anything to say. So basically, just work on it based on your own interests and your ambitions and everything you're passionate about. Make your own preparation different from everybody's own. That way you stand out. So it is very, very necessary for us to take education as seriously as we can take it, even if you want to go into pageantry, even if you want to go into swimming, whatever the weirdest thing is, or you want to go into zookeeping of animals or something, whatever you want to do, please get your education. Thank you for watching today's episode. I'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and leave your comments. If you think that you don't want to go to school, tell me why in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.